afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting of the Town of Summer Planning Board to order. Just a quick roll call. Ms. Bailey,
Here.
Ms. Watson,
Here.
Todd H. here, Todd M.
Here.
Great, so let the record note that we do have a full attendance and a quorum and can conduct our business this evening. The agenda was shared with us a little over a week ago. Any questions about the business items this evening?
No.
I believe they're all in-house items as well from staff, so we should be okay with there. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. And then we have our minutes from our August meeting that are attached. Did anyone see any need for any revisions, additions?
Did not.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from our August 25th meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, so the minutes are approved. Thank you. And with that, we will turn over, excuse me, to staff for our 4 business items this evening.
Okay. So I know there's a few text amendments on here. I can answer all your questions that you have along the way. So this first one here is a planning board recommendation of an ordinance amendment to Article 5, Section 17-528, Central Business District CB Design Standards. And this is to remove a standard that did not fit in this section. You will see it appear in a later part where I moved it to, but as you can see, this item B2 doesn't belong in the CB design standards because those uses aren't even allowed in CB. I gave you the permissible use table, and as you can tell, it looks kind of randomly placed, so I'm kind of moving it.
So we, recommendation to council?
Yes, so I asked the board to consider is the proposed action consistent with the Town of Selma land use plan? And I asked that my staff report and supporting documents be entered into evidence as testimony.
So this is a two-part, all right? We're going to recommend it be removed from this section, and then we'll recommend that it be added to a later section.
It will be, yeah, it will be in another section, and you're asking if it's consistent with the Town of Selma land use plan.
So is it, so this proposal is consistent with the Town of Selma land use plan?
You want, that's the motion you want.
Yes. That it is consistent with the Town of Selma land usage plan, yes.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. So we're all those in favor say aye, or in agreement, say aye.
Aye.
All right, so we've done that part.
Next, we will ask for a recommendation to town council. For all of these business items, there will be 2 motions required, 1 for the consistency and 2 for the recommendation.
So is there a motion to recommend the amendment as presented to, for town council to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Takes us to 4B.
Okay, so this one is an ordinance amendment to Chapter 17, Article 6, Part 2, Major and Minor Subdivisions, and Section 17-410, Table of Permitted Uses. We've had this topic before, and this isn't the same change. This is totally new. The process requires a special use permit for major subdivisions, and I've spoken with the listserv for, it's like a forum where I can email out to a bunch of different county directors and of North Carolina, and I had questions about the special use permit requirement because it's kind of redundant because the preliminary plat already serves as a quasi judicial hearing when it goes to council, but the special use permit is basically another quasi judicial hearing for the same major subdivision preliminary plat. So it's kind of redundant, and a lot of, I didn't see one person have a special use permit, another county or area. It varied between administrative and council, of course. That was where it varied, but there was not a single person that had a special use permit. So
it'll just now be
just the
council.
preliminary plat instead of both the preliminary plat and a special use permit required.
Okay, so we're getting rid of the special permit.
Just the special use permit, yep.
Okay,
Because it's kind of not a use.
it's like
Yeah.
the two things for one purpose.
Yeah.
So is there a motion that we agree that the proposed action is consistent, taking that language out, is consistent with the town of Selma land use plan?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor are in agreement, say aye.
Aye.
And is there a motion that we recommend the changes be approved by town council?
So,
Is there a second?
second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, 2 for 2.
Okay, so for item 4C, we have a recommendation of an ordinance amendment to Article 5, Section 17-549 Motor Vehicle Repair and Service. So this is where I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna place it into here because those uses that were in the CB fall under motor vehicle repair and services. But in addition, I have added clarification for vehicle sales because we did not have standards for that were clear. And while we have certain parking display standards, it's kind of sparse throughout the code. So there's like, for instance, the paving, that's under the parking lot requirements, and then the landscaping. I just kind of pulled some standards, and then I did add some, like the lighting and repair work and customer vehicles part from other ordinances with other towns, just to have concrete standards on vehicle sales.
So everything in ordinance to be
New.
new to the
Mhm.
ordinance.
Yep. Item 2 is the one that I moved across, and item 3 is the new stuff.
and just for clarification,
Yeah.
all of this was a part of another ordinance, and you just combined it all together to make
So-
it one.
A and C of 3 were already in the UDO. B, D, and E I used from other towns that it was not in prior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's consistent with what you found for areas surrounding.
Yeah, and of course, if you have recommendations or any modifications you feel.
So with D, and
Mhm.
I just need some clarification.
Yeah.
So we say all permanent storage of material, merchandise, repair, service, and equipment, so forth. And so
Mm-hmm.
So I know sometimes when people, mechanic shops are working on different things, sometimes in the building, they're working on the car or whatever, but they might have to the side like different parts and so forth that's outside the building. We're saying that can no longer be
Well, this is for sales only.
only for
So this isn't for vehicle
Oh,
repair
okay,
shops.
okay.
This is for strictly the vehicle sales
Oh, okay,
lots.
okay,
Yep.
okay.
It's under that service thing, but this says 3 for motor vehicle sales. I wanted
Okay,
to
okay.
specify. Yeah.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
clarification.
So is there a motion that the proposed revisions are consistent with the town of Summit land use plan?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, you say aye.
Aye.
And then is there a motion for the planning board to recommend to town council to approve these revisions as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. And then that takes us to 4D.
Yep, so for item 4D, it's an ordinance amendment to section 17-1108, temporary sign regulations by district, and section 17-1109, permanent signs. So this is to update sign regulations to match the town's growth. I had Dalton pull up on the viewing here on the TVs for the second part of it. The first part is, well, the first part, I guess, in the order is TR zoning. One topic of conversation is TR zone changes. TR zone was treated as just residential, and there was like no middle ground, even though TR allows non-residential uses such as offices, banks, low traffic retail services. It's just transitional residential is the purpose, and they're all along 301, so it's not like it's sparse throughout neighborhoods. The goal is to kind of be more lenient on the signage for TR non-residential uses only, because as the signage code stands right now, they're only allowed 1 square foot of wall signage, which is like 12 inch, a 1x1 sheet kind of. And then you have the other extreme of non-residential districts where, for instance, it's a calculation where 50 linear feet of frontage can result in 93.75 square feet of linear signage. So I kind of went down on the lower side around 30 and put some limits on the signage, and then allowed a sandwich board, which weren't allowed in the temporary uses. And then the other major change, which isn't TR, was having up to 3 sign faces on pole signs instead of 2. And that is due to a recent variance request we had with Dunkin' Donuts to change the Hardee's sign, and it was approved, and internal conversations resulted in wanting an increase in sign faces for pole signs, rather than having another pole sign constructed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are some of these changes in anticipation of what we may expect with some of the development that's going on out here as well?
Not necessarily development out there because they're not TR zoning. I mean, with the sign faces, yes. But the TR zoning is along 301 mostly, as it's shown highlighted there in that teal. That's kind of an anticipation. Most of it is residential, I'd say, TR right now, so they wouldn't be able to have signs. It's for non-residential uses. But say like an office space, like a physician or a lawyer wants to have signage along 301 for their business, and their, it's for situations like that.
And the former ordinance put a limitation on that, and we're just expanding the
Yeah,
scope.
it had it categorized as the most rural residential. All residential was the same, and then all non-residential was the same. So it was
Okay.
treated as residential, as if you were in the ETJ even.
Anything else with this one?
Nope. If you have any questions, I know this one's probably the largest.
Makes sense.
So is there a motion the proposed action is consistent with the town of Summer land use plan.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say
Aye.
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 And is there a motion that we recommend that the town council approve the proposed changes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Cindy and Heidi, we do not have any closed session items. Anything else from staff? Anything else from the planning board?
No.
Our next meeting will be October 27th. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.